When I got my diagnosis, it took a bit of time to adjust to it. For a very long time, I felt different, and I really struggled with making peace with just myself and some of the comforts I have and things I need to do in order to feel good. And once I got my diagnosis, a lot of things clicked, but it still took a while for me to, like, adjust. I think growing up neurodivergent without a diagnosis and, growing up with neurotypical people, it's very easy to feel like the odd one out. It's very easy to beat yourself up over things. And for a long time, there was a lot of self-hatred there because I just couldn't understand why I couldn't be normal. And obviously, once I got my diagnosis, it was a matter of just making peace with me and having the time and the dedication to understand that I do things differently, and that's okay. There is no linear way of doing anything. So I really struggled with school, specifically like key stage 2 and 3, like secondary school, and near the start of college. But secondary school was the worst. I think at an age where everyone's going through puberty, there's a lot of change, a lot of hormones, and also trying to work out who you are as a person whilst having such strict rules and expectations instilled into you is just like, I don't know, the recipe for chaos. And a lot of my crazy self-hatred eras came from secondary school. And I think what I realized with time was it was just a means of my craziness was a means of trying to feel control in a situation where I felt I had absolutely none. And yeah, I think my relationship with education over time has gotten significantly better. Prior to uni, I wasn't diagnosed as neurodivergent, so there was another obstacle there where, feeling so frustrated with yourself and not being able to do as much as the school had expected. And then having that contrast with having the diagnosis and having a lot of movement room there that I don't even need anymore has been amazing. They've offered many things, extra time and safe places, quiet places that I can retreat to if I need to recharge. And so far, I haven't used any of those offers because I just feel really comfortable and assured in what I'm doing and the people around me as well. But yeah. My neurodivergent role model is Van Brady. She's a Scottish comedian, and I was introduced to her, like not personally, but introduced to her by my therapist. And having spoken to her about I had a couple issues with my diagnosis, as in just more so having patience for myself, and was really struggling to have time to recharge. And she had recommended that I read the book Strong Female Character by Fern Brady. And I read it and fell in love with the book. And it's it's an autobiography about how Fern gets diagnosed with autism much later into her life, I think in her 30s, and how it just obviously makes a lot of sense for a lot of things that have happened in her past. But also it's about her almost forgiving herself and making up for the stress and almost like the abuse she put herself through for many years because she couldn't understand herself. And she put a lot of emphasis on looking at your life with an autistic lens, not as a means to define yourself, but to better understand yourself. Where, if I feel especially tired one day, I've had a really busy day, I have gotten a lot better at reading my body with an autistic lens to be like, hey, like, I'm really tired right now, my battery has died and I can feel I'm going to have a meltdown. So instead of pushing myself to stay out or to do more things, I've learned to take a step back and actually recharge in bed. Before I'd be like, oh, I'm so lazy, la la la. And now I'm like, you know what? I am looking after myself. And my way of recharging may look different to others, but regardless, it makes me feel better, and that's all that matters. So yeah, Fern Brady, she's my neurotypical, neurodivergent inspiration.
I have, one of the first things we talked about was the fact that I don't, just because I have the knowledge I'm autistic, I don't necessarily always understand my own autism and how to care for myself best. I'm learning how to do that like everyone else.
Guitar, because I'm learning to play guitar.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And then an alien, or a spaceship here. I've written alien because sometimes it feels like you're a bit of an alien when you're autistic and you're learning how you fit into society.
With my life and my neurodivergent, it's like just so busy of so many emotions and so many, I feel like as an autistic person, I feel and think very vividly. So what we would like people to know about autism is that people often make assumptions based on labels, and we want to be known as individuals. We also want the fact that just because we look like we're doing great and doing okay and getting on with things, that
Doesn't mean that we necessarily are. There are hidden struggles, and especially growing up in our society, girls are taught, especially neurodivergent girls, are taught to sort of, mask and hide those things in order to be more palatable.
Represents both my future career and what I want to strive for, even if I'm not always able to be confident about that. And also really represents where I'm from. So it's not. It may not be what others think is important, but it's what matters to me, and that's what really counts.
I will go with my mum. Yeah, I have a few autistic family members, not all of them immediate, and I've definitely taken inspiration from them. I can certainly relate to them, and they're just very supportive.
it can feel powerful because I am creative and unique, and there's no rule book to the way my creativity works, so I have to find that myself.
We interact with the world in maybe different ways, but they're ways that feel much more authentic to us.